The band is back together. The two at the bottom have put their differences aside and they're on stream. Let's see how long the piece lasts. Evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well. And welcome to Grumpy Old Reds as we look forward to Villa Forest versus Arsenal. Arsenal, that's who we've got. Yeah. I'm so excited by this game that I'm actually going to it. What am I thinking? But make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you check out the sponsors. OK Jerseys, where you can get your shirts for 15 quid. Use code FFTV for 8% off. Boys, like, we didn't do a stream post Wrexham. I really don't want to talk about Wrexham. Has anyone got any burning desire to say anything about that crap show?
Just a couple of things.
Oh, there's a couple, man. I was hoping like one, maybe. God.
I mean, annoyingly, Palace took the heat off us a little bit the next day with their defeat. Otherwise, the spotlight may have been on us for a little longer. But I'll be honest, and I told you guys off here, I told you guys on here, I had no confidence in us beating Wrexham that day, because if it came down to heart and desire, we'll lose. This setup will lose every single time. It's not down to, it doesn't need to go down to skill. It was a bit more exciting of a game than I expected it to be, but that's because we messed up big time. So nothing positive for me really to take from that game, other than I expected it. And it's just a shame that because of Palace's defeat, it kind of took let us off the hook a little bit. So I was really not bothered anyway, either way, but I would have liked to have seen a bit more, pressure on Dyche after that, because he made a lot of mistakes in that game.
I think you're right. Glasner sorted Dyche out big time, but
yeah,
I think the recovery was the recovery. It's like, I don't really want to talk about it, man. It depresses me just to talk about it. I've been speaking to a lot of the guys in the chat. Shout out to a lot in the chat. And for those of you I haven't spoken to, how's your general connection at the moment? Like, I was talking about Ant earlier. I was like, I just feel like, even League One days didn't feel this with Forest right now. I don't know what it is. It's just so disconnected.
I mean, the Arsenal game's not selling out, mate. Forest Arsenal in the Premier League.
They're not sold out.
Not sold out. You know? What does that tell you? I'm only going because you're going. You've made me go to this game because
it tells you that there's not enough people in Nottingham straight after Christmas who have. It tells you there's not enough people in Nottingham straight after Christmas that have £65 lying around to go and watch a game that's almost certainly going to be a defeat.
Well, I'm a politician.
55 quid, mate.
When Wolfie started the show by saying, kind of sarcastically, that he's that excited by this game, he's actually going to the game. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by actually going to the game.
It wasn't kind of sarcastic. There's
way too much love in the chat for Ant.
Shut up.
Way too much love in the chat for Ant. If the mods could just ban all these people.
1865. Just ask us on Discord. 1 second. 1865. If you need a ticket, just ask us on Discord. I'm sure someone in there's got one knocking around. What stand am I in? Trent End. Sorry, Ant, go on.
Right. Well, I'm not excited by this game against Arsenal, my team, that I'm not going. For the first time in many years, I am not going to a Forest home game because I'm afraid I cannot take any more.
That's not the real reason.
I go to a football match.
All right. Can we not interrupt? Go on, Ant.
Yeah, I normally have hope when I go to a football match. I'm proud of my club and I believe. But I'm afraid this manager is just killing me. It's killing me. I can't. I'm so miserable. I'm so miserable that with this manager we've got, I see no hope. and I just don't want to. I just don't want to go. I just don't want to go. I'm not bothered. Despite the fact it's Arsenal, it might surprise you guys. I was on AFTV earlier on. And
breaking news in the transfer window. Oh,
with my buddies,
when were you going to tell us?
Is that where you've been for the last month, Anne?
Oh, now it's all making sense. Moving house.
To London. He's moved to London.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, Ant told me today.
My mate Cecil, and I'm not exaggerating when I say I was meant to go on there to preview the game. The game, I barely mentioned the game. I spent the entire 10 minutes or whatever it was just going on about how bad Dyche was. And I felt really guilty afterwards because I thought I was supposed to be previewing the game, and all I've done is moan about Dyche.
He's way out the closet, Bleach. He's way out the closet.
He'll be there, but anyway.
And Ant told me that the reason he didn't want to go to the match is
because I don't feel I filled in a survey recently for the club, and they were asking questions such as how connected do you feel with the club, this kind of thing. And I had to be honest and say, well, I just don't. I don't now feel any connection with the club. You know,
wow.
When you're appointing people like Postecoglou and Dyche, I don't think that they care about Forest fans. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, why would you hire possibly the two worst manager in the history of the world? Why would you do that if you care about your fans? You try and get somebody decent. Don't pull that face, Rob, because they are two of the worst managers I've ever known, literally. And
I
honestly,
could name you about 5 worst ones at Forest.
No. You could name me 5 that you consider to be worse than them. Doesn't mean I would consider them to be worse, because there's nobody worse than those two. They're both a couple of useless idiots.
Platt Dyche pushes
you back.
I can't lie.
Oh, come on. Megson was the worst.
I thought about Megson than Dyche.
No.
Ooh, no.
Look, guys.
Steve McLaren.
How many times have I told you I will say anything to promote my agenda? How many times have I told you that? So don't come with that. I will lie through my back teeth if it means it serves my agenda. You know this.
Are you going to tell people
so we can go along with the likes of Megson and Platt?
I can't get a word in. I love it.
I know, I can't get a word in edgeways.
He's been trying to say his same lame joke for the last 10 minutes.
It's going to fall on this one.
All right. Wait, hold on. Let's God. Why is the reason?
I don't even.
Now, why is the reason Ant told you he doesn't want to go?
I don't even want
going
to
be
say
epic.
the joke anymore. I mean, first of all, it's not a joke, but Ant told me that the reason he doesn't want to go on Saturday is because if Arsenal score, he'll accidentally stand up and cheer, and that
you messed that up.
Dangerous.
I thought, when I saw you looking down here, I thought you were looking for the tumbleweed, but that'll do.
That's true. It wasn't a joke.
No,
you're right. It wasn't a joke. That's for sure.
There was no punchline.
It might have been, but it wasn't a funny one.
We are so back. I hear it on the Megson thing. I actually hated Platt more. Platt is the one that pissed me off the most. I can't lie. Like, Platt wasted.
I think I expected more from the Platt era. Yeah, maybe for that, because he did have some pull, but he ended up getting 3 Italians.
He brought some absolute crap and spent a load of money, man. And he talked like he was this freaking Pep Guardiola kind of manager. He was rubbish, man. He was rubbish. I want to go back to having managers I like, man.
McLaren pissed me off as well. Yeah,
McLaren as well. Yeah.
McLaren. Yeah, McLaren.
We've had
I would say I'd rather have Dyche than McLaren, if I'm honest.
Mate, we've had some stinkers over the years, man.
Dyche isn't that bad though. What's his win?
He's awful.
He's awful, Crypto. Okay, Ben, defend Dyche. Defend Dyche, please. Go ahead. Defend him.
Well, I said it before. If you go back to the Man City match,
the worst that you could come up with, that just shows how shit Forest managers were starting the game. That doesn't mean he's good.
If he'd have won that match, he would have been statistically the best performing Forest
manager. He didn't.
So that means he's a better manager than Brian Clough then, does it? Is that how he means he's a better manager than Brian Clough?
Brian Clough had a worse one of the
Club,
worst
I believe,
starts ever
won
in his
2 of
career.
his first 17 games for us.
Yeah, I know. But my point is, his win percentage can't be that bad. I don't know what it is. It must be 40 something. It's not as bad as someone like Ange Postecoglou who won none.
I think it is 40 something, my friend.
No.
It will be. It must be 40
I don't
something.
think he's won nearly half the games he's played. I don't think so.
Well, it was going to be 55 if they beat Man City, so it must be 40
Stop
something.
saying If, buts, and maybes.
Yeah, but you can't say he's like one of the worst ever when he's
Yes, he is because of the eye test. Fuck your stats. Sorry, beat me. Forget your stats.
Yeah, but
it's telling me it's the worst football since Chris Hughton.
Too soon to
Oh
make.
my God, Chris Hughton. Oh my God.
Well, he is forgettable.
It's,
Isn't he?
He's fifth on the list. Fifth on the list.
It's too soon to make eye test jokes. You know that.
Well, for you, for the rest of us.
Rob, you've been very quiet.
I do have an excuse, you know.
Rob, you've been quiet, mate. You're feeling intimidated of Van's presence.
Must be.
No, it's just how long before we get into me defending Dyche while 3 of you just wail in?
Well, you're not
I'm on the fence. I'm a flip flopper.
No, you're crypto.
I'll wail in on you on Larson, but not Dyche.
Do that by all means, because I can't wait to hear who you want to sign instead. That's realistic.
My
topics, right? In fact, we haven't even started on a topic. You know, just been blabbing. Let's start with this.
Okay.
Let's start with the positive. Okay, Sangaré's back now. Now, let me just say this: the world we live in is crazy. When half you lot in the chat didn't want him to stay and wanted to get rid of him 2 years ago and everything, and now the prodigal son has returned. Like, how do certain people feel about that? Exactly. But yeah, that is a massive positive for us. Let's hope
the chat deserves to be flip flopped.
Yeah, and a couple on the panel. I can't remember. Did anyone turn on Sangaré on here?
Only Rob.
Not from the OGs anyway. I don't know about the other two.
Rob, did you turn on Sangaré?
Well, I said in the summer that I wouldn't mind if he went, but
you'll
never get a flip flop from me though. I will never get.
Wait, hold on. So would you mind if he left now?
Does that get me a flip flop?
Yeah, it's gonna get.
We have a flip flop. Everyone changes their mind, like they didn't say that last time. We have a flip flop, trying to erase the past. Well, buddy, you're having a laugh.
You walked into that one.
No, I just thought I'll invite it rather than. But no, he's been our best midfielder this season. I don't know if anybody disagrees with that, but
I disagree. What overall for the season?
No, I'd say Anderson is.
Yeah.
Nah, he's last few games.
You said the season, yeah.
Over the whole season.
Yeah.
Anderson, I'd say Sangaré's had 2 outstanding games, 3 good ones, and about 5 crap ones. Something like that. Just back of the fag pack maps.
He said midfielder though, Simon.
Yeah, midfielders. I think Sangaré is going to be immense for us, but will he play him? Well,
that's the big question, isn't it?
It was glazing him. It was glazing him before he went, so I think he is one of Dyche's.
Yeah, he did like him. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Dyche, this is a tissue.
To be honest, I thought after last match that Dominguez deserves a start over MGW.
Yeah, talk on Dominguez because I was about to bring him up. I think he's been our most informed player in the last couple of weeks.
The thing I like about Domingo, apart from his name, is that he seems to have that passion still there. And we talk a lot about mentality and whether the players are up for it, and no doubt they will be against Arsenal because they all want to get sold to Arsenal. But Dominguez looks like the type of player who he actually wants to go out and win the game. I mean, the game I saw him in last time, we're only 20 minutes in and he was grabbing the ball from behind the net, telling people to hurry up. That's the type of commitment we want. He's almost got that like Ryan Yates mentality, but he's got the skill of a slightly better midfielder. So I think Dominguez deserves to have a start. I definitely 100% I'd start him.
Grand praise indeed from Crypto.
Huh?
Grand praise indeed. He's a little bit better than what we've already got.
Well, he's a lot better than Ryan Yates, but Ryan Yates obviously has the most passion and the most enthusiasm because he's a Forest fan. But I think Dominguez is close second to that.
Okay, but unpopular question. Is he like, would you put him in our best 11?
Probably
right
not.
Now, yeah.
But,
right now.
Yeah, it depends. It depends what you're saying, across the season or today.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, let's just say we weren't playing Arsenal on Saturday and you needed a 6 and an 8. Would you put him in ahead of Sangaré, for example? Or
no, I wouldn't put him in ahead of Sangaré. I'd only do it if MGW dropped out and somebody else went in the 10.
So
I wouldn't play
Anderson.
No, but what I'm saying, forget the MGW debate, right? MGW is going to be the 10, whether we like it, you like it, or you love it.
Well, then I can't fit Dominguez in because I'd have to have Anderson.
Yeah, but that's not. I think, but this is actually a positive question, boys. I'm trying to spin this into a positive. Well, I think in that area is probably our strongest. Yet that idiot Dyche bypasses it. But anyway, that's a whole other debate. But what would you do now? So what would you do, Ant? We ain't spoken for a while on the midfield.
I don't think it. Why are we framing it as a Sangaré or Dominguez? It doesn't.
No, I'm saying Sangaré, Dominguez, and Anderson. You got to fit 2 out of 3. I feel a poll coming on here. How'd you do it?
No, because that would be my middle 3 against Arsenal.
Yeah, and if you heard what I said, if we weren't playing Arsenal, we're doing a 4-2-3-1.
Oh, I see.
See what I'm saying? Stefan Gibbs right there.
I wouldn't drop Dominguez right now.
So
but Dominguez is not a 6. He's not a 6. So
I didn't say he's a 6. I give you 3. You can put him in the 8. You can put him in the 6, or you can put him in the 6.
If we were playing tomorrow, whether it's Arsenal or not, I would have Sangaré at 6 and
Dominguez
and Anderson.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd do that as well.
So you go back. That's you saying that specifically for the Arsenal game, yeah? And
no, whoever we're playing. I think that's such a strong midfield. It would give us a chance of holding the ball in midfield for a change. I know it's not a great deal of creativity here, but it doesn't matter because we've not got anybody that can score anyway.
So, from what you got, just from what you two guys have said, it seems like we've kind of given up on Douglas Luiz.
No,
we have. Because he's never fit.
I haven't. I just think Domingo deserves a place. Douglas Luiz doesn't start, does he really? Or he goes off at half time. You may as well bring him on as a sub.
This is not Dyche's team. This is what you want, Ben.
Yeah, but Douglas Luiz might as well come on as a sub because if we play him for more than 45 minutes, we have to buy him.
Forget about that. Forget about all of that.
If that was the case,
yeah, you can't. I'm asking him to forget about it. He's not going to have to pay the wages or anything like that. I'm talking about what's your best team that you're putting out. That's the question. Not forget the stipulations.
All available.
Yeah.
If I was to put out a team today in the midfield, I would put Sangaré and Anderson, and then I'd put Dominguez in the 10. Or Anderson in the 10, whatever it may be. Or
I like Dominguez in the 10.
Whatever it may be. Play Dominguez in the 10 or put it in the 4-3-3.
Because he comes back as well.
But he's good going forward. That's what I mean. Dominguez is actually really good going forward. A bit like Danilo would. Danilo would have been good going forward, but he always got played as a 6 when he wasn't a 6.
Yeah.
Simon don't like that in the 10. I'm not talking about him from a creator.
Any three from Dominguez, Sangaré, Luiz, and Anderson, and MGW out. That's for me.
Yeah, I agree. I would have Douglas Luiz on the bench and Morgan Gibbs White on the team bus.
See, I disagree.
Go on then, Rob. Get your Morgan Gibbs White in. Go on,
but I'll defend Gibbs White on this one. I'd put him on the right wing. And have a midfield 3.
Yeah, but we're talking about midfield, aren't we?
Yeah. I don't mind the idea of Dominguez.
He played there against Betis, didn't they?
Exactly, and that's
as well as under Steve Cooper when Tyro was good. He has played in that role before.
So what would you do, Rob, with the midfield?
Well, what's the formation? Tell me the formation. I'll tell you the midfield.
All right, give me 2. I want to know you're starting 6 and 8, all fit.
I've always been a fan of the 3 £35 million players, which is Gibbs, White, Sangaré, and Anderson. I'm afraid that Douglas Luiz, I'm finding him a bit inconsistent, quite honestly. He's, I like the threat that he offers from free kicks, for example, and he's a great technical player when he's far forward enough, but he's not being used far forward enough. He's in and out of the team. He can't be relied upon to stay fit, and it looks like they're kind of wrapping him in cotton wool. And I'd probably pick Domingos over him. He's probably number 5 on the list in terms of central midfielders. And then if you were playing 4-3-3, I would probably play Gibbs White as one of a middle 3 with the 2 I've just mentioned either side of them. So Domingos for me is a sub that you bring on to lock down the game if you're winning.
Yeah.
Anyone agree or disagree? Ed,
he's not the first name on a team sheet for me. Not when you've got Sangaré back and you've got Anderson. I'm sorry. As much as he's filled a hole, that was his job. You know, you Sangaré's out. The benefit was that we had Domingos coming back from an injury. You know, so that kind of covered that. Obviously, the results didn't go our way, but it doesn't matter who was in that midfield at the time. It was more of a setup rather than the players. But he's not a starter for me. I'm sorry, he's not.
Do you not think though that when MGW comes off the bench, he puts in a better performance than when he starts?
I also think puts a better performance in when he's played as an 8. I'd play him as an 8.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
The only issue with that is that we do have really good 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't put him as an 8 ahead of Anderson, for example.
No, neither would I.
No, but I would play Sangaré as a 6 and have 2 8s in front of him, and that can be Anderson.
Yeah, I don't think Sangaré's a 6. I think he's a better 8.
You know what?
Yeah, well,
but the thing is, you've got Anderson.
He's the best one in at 6, isn't he?
No. Anderson's the better one. Look, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The best 6-8 performance.
I don't disagree with that, actually.
Yeah, Anderson in the 6 and Sangaré in the 8 when we played Spurs. Sangaré, let's be honest here, outside of Douglas Luiz, who's not really getting games, Sangaré is the only one who can shoot out of our midfield.
True, but we worked out why Anderson wasn't being played at 6, even though he does for England, which is that he keeps getting caught in possession. So he needs to be, he's almost being pushed further forward because he's doing the thing we keep complaining about, which is over-elaborating and being on the ball too long. I mean, he ought to be.
You're right. I do agree with that. He gets caught on the ball in that 6th position more than is reasonable.
He does usually win the foul. Very rarely he loses the ball. It's rare when he loses the ball. To be fair, let's be fair.
No, but he is overplaying it. He is.
Yes, at times. Yeah, we're all guilty of that.
It's not just having his pocket picked, Ez, though. I feel like his passes are being charged down as well. He's being blocked off in all directions. He's being targeted.
He is, but when he's with Sangaré, he isn't. Sangaré gives him that protection. Them two together works. They can't do that.
If you're good enough, you expect to be closed down. You need to be press resistant. That's one of the most forward attributes you need as a 6 is to be press resistant because you will be closed down.
And don't forget as well, Anderson is one of the top winning or top foul winning.
You're going to go on with your stats again. Yeah,
but that's a good stat. He's like Jack Grealish. He gets himself fouled a lot. That's a good stat. We don't do anything.
That's what I mean. He usually.
It would be if we could do something with the actual.
If we did the set piece to their attacker and they go through to goal and score, it'd be decent. But
he would have taken pressure off the defense quite often by winning those free kicks in and around the box. So yes, he does occasionally get caught, but more often than not, he
makes a lot of tackles. I think you lot have been well harsh on Anderson lately. I think he's brilliant.
I don't even know what you're listening to, bro, to make you that statement.
You and Wolfie have said recently that Anderson's gone off the boil. I don't think he has.
You don't think he has?
Anderson's been terrible. The last 5 games he's been awful.
He hasn't. You lot just don't know ball.
How about this? Anderson has looked bad since Sangaré went to AFCON.
Yeah.
His last good game was at Spurs.
I said,
in fact, even at Spurs,
it makes him a better player.
Do you know what? I remember saying that against Spurs, Anderson was the worst player.
No. I'm down. No, I better not say that. Actually,
I'm with the kids. I've got the sticker on mine, I think, as well.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'm definitely taking it off then.
Anyway, I remember saying after the Spurs game, Anderson was the worst player on the pitch, but he was still a 7.
You lot
Yeah,
are harsh on Anderson, I think.
I don't
Yeah,
know
but you
what
can't. No, Ben. I'm sorry, you
So-
can't say his performances in the last 3
No.
weeks have been as good as towards the start of the season.
They haven't been as good, but they're not as bad
So
as
he
you lot
has
think
dropped
that.
off then.
What?
So has he dropped off?
Not to the level of that some players
You
have
should
dropped off.
always, in my opinion, you should always judge a player against his best, what you believe his best is.
Well, then
And
he's our best
Anderson-
player in our
and
team.
Anderson's been way below that.
Yeah.
Unless last year was a fluke year and this is his normal.
No. The way he plays for England is fantastic. But you could say that about loads of players. You could say Milenkovic is not as good as he was. You
Bring
could
it
say
on,
Telles
bring it on.
is not as good as he was. You could
It's
say that
not
about a number
me.
of players.
Yeah,
He-
it's not big. Yeah, we are saying that about a number of players. And
Yeah,
it's
but I
down
think
to the
I
manager.
think it's harsh to
That's
pick out
down to the
Anderson.
manager.
Anderson's one of our best players. And when he does play for England, I know you lot don't like hearing international talk, but
When
when he
was the
does
last time he played for England, Crypto?
I don't know, maybe a month ago, he looks brilliant. He looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Maybe that's
yeah.
a managerial thing. Maybe it's a
Who were they
tactical-
playing? Who were England playing, by the way?
Andorra.
They were
Yeah.
playing like one of the top teams in the world. Like
Honestly.
France-
You just
but
talk
then
for
this
the sake
is-
of talking sometimes. Your mouth just moves. It doesn't come out with
Yeah,
any
but
sense.
this is where I take issue with what you're saying. No one is saying that Anderson is crap. It's exactly what Ant said.
I didn't
We're
say
saying
it was-
his level is here and he's playing somewhere here.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah,
definition
but I
of a
don't,
drop-off.
I don't think he is
Crap
as bad
is
as
down
he makes
here.
out. I think if his level's here, he's playing like here. He
So
hasn't
that is
dropped
still a
yet.
drop-off.
So
So you are
still a
agreeing with
drop-off.
that.
This
Yeah.
is
He's,
really
yeah, but you
boring.
when you say drop off, you make it sound like he's like
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
dropped
yeah.
off.
All right.
That's how it works in your head, Ben. That's not what we said.
Isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, let's move on.
Boring, isn't it?
Yeah, let's move on.
There is one more
Rob
player. I wanna
agrees with
talk
me.
about.
That's why he's not saying anything.
No, he has dropped off.
Oh, come on, Rob. Come off it. Come off it, Rob.
There is. Like, I want to talk about one more negative, and then I want to move on to
I
some
Love you,
don't
Ben.
know who
You're
Brian
a knob, I
Harvey
love you.
is.
One more. I've got
Brian
hundreds written down
Harvey,
here.
he's 17, is it? Or was it?
That's
Say now, yeah.
I'm googling it.
I was there when he got slashed up in the works back in the day.
Were you
Remember
there?
that?
So was my brother. He was
Yeah, I
literally
was
You
there.
right next to
Yeah.
me.
Who are we talking about?
Brian
Brian
Harvey.
Harvey when he got scalped.
I'm sorry, Keith, but that is a spitting image of Ant. That's Ant. It looks exactly like Ant. It looks exactly like Ant.
Anyway, I just want to talk about Milenkovic because we've all been fans of
He's dropped
Milenkovic.
off. He has. He's dropped off.
Oh, has he now? Define drop off. But has he dropped off? Is my question because I'm a little worried about his game at the moment. He was the rock last season, man. Literally, Dwayne Johnson just headed everything away, looked cool, calm, and composed. And I feel like his decision making has gone a bit like.
I'll tell you what's wrong
Go
with
on,
him. He's caught
I
it
will.
from. He's caught it from playing too many games with Morato. I
No.
have to say, no. He,
Gosh.
honestly, how many games has he had to play with Morato? About 8 or 9 games, and that's enough to throw anybody off the natural rhythm. He's because honestly, I know I'm not
Disgust
talking
has a
about
G in
electric,
it, mate.
but
But don't worry.
I'm done with Morato after Wrexham. He caused the first 2 goals, even scored one of them actually, and that game would have been completely different if he hadn't started. I'm afraid to say, but I mean the problem is with Morato, he's basically a Brazilian Joe Worrell, right? So
We're
in that
talking
case,
about
just
Milenkovic.
Hang on. You can't start
No,
firing shots at Joe Worrell.
yeah, well, in which case, just keep Joe Worrell. But anyway, about Milenkovic, I feel like he's been trying, but I have to say the 2 games that he's played against Tierno Barry, he got absolutely bullied both games. I know I hate to admit it because I like Milenkovic and I can't stand Tierno Barry, but yeah, I mean, I do think that there's been a lot of chopping and changing in the defense. I mean, all 4 of those defenders were exceptional last year because they pretty much played all the games alongside each other. So I think that the thing is for Milenkovic, he has at least stayed fit and played every game, but he's got different faces alongside him each game. So I'm going to give him that amount of slack. And considering that we have now got the first choice goalkeeper, left back, right back, and central defenders all available, my God, that needs to settle down. So I think that's partly it. Sorry to mention Morato for so long, but I think I had to get that one.
Well, Morata's been linked to Palmeiras, but Forest don't want to sell him.
How much are we paying them to take him?
Forest won't sell him. Forest not selling him.
Honestly,
I do want to respond to one point.
Rob, you just said sorry for talking for so long. That's like the least amount of time you've ever spoken on this.
I know, that's true. I do want to respond to one of his points before anyone jumps in. The trying, that he's trying. I think that's for one thing he's not doing at the moment. He looks like he's not bothered. He actually looks like he's not bothered, and that's obviously affecting it. But he's not the one that's standing out for me in terms of trying. If you're talking about trying, which I hate anyway, all players should be trying. It is the likes of Nico Williams and Dominguez who we've been commenting. They're the only ones who are standing out, even in our poor performances. The rest of the players look like they can't be bothered. But I wanted us to make some comment on what Dyche said after that game, where he obviously called out certain groups of players.
Oh, yes, because we haven't spoken.
We do need to discuss that.
Go on, Ez, go on.
We do need to discuss that because obviously he's thrown the players under the bus slightly with that. Not slightly, actually, in a big way as far as I'm concerned. If he felt he'd had the dressing room, which I don't think he's had it at all, I think he's lost it now, because those players he's accused of knocking on his door and then not performing when they're on the pitch, I would have made them play that second half. Those players, I wouldn't have changed them. I would have said, okay, you had your chance, you've messed it up, now fix it. Now fix it. I wouldn't have bought 3 players on at half time and tried to win the game from that point of view. I would have let those players who messed up in the first half fix it in the second half, because otherwise, what kind of message is that? You said, okay, I gave you a chance. That first half you messed up, I'm not going to give you a chance to fix it. You're not going to get a chance again.
If he hadn't made any subs, what would you be saying now? If he hadn't made any subs,
yeah, you'd be saying he hasn't made any subs.
Well, that's what I wanted.
I would have said we're not good enough to win that game. We weren't good enough to win that game. It came down to desire. We clearly saw we haven't got enough desire. But I would have still
down to missing a penalty.
No, you wouldn't.
No,
he would have said he made no subs
from the Wrexham game.
We got all the way to the semi-finals last year just based on other teams missing penalties.
About this season under Dyche. This season under Dyche, Rob.
Don't start Rob on last season. I'll never hear the end of Strand Larson's name again.
That's a complete non sequitur. You've just brought him up.
Can I very quickly address a comment that was earlier saying you lot discussed me, you're supposed to be Forest fans. My definition of a Forest fan, right, is wanting the best for your club. Not the players, not the manager, is wanting the best for your club. If the players are performing in a way that is not best for your club, then you have every right to criticise those players because you want the best for the club. That is being a fan, my friend. Okay, move on.
And also the spelling of it was
you did spell the word discuss wrong, but I'll forgive you on this occasion because you agreed with me on Anderson.
Yeah.
So, thanks for your agenda against the rest of the panel.
Just before I get the other boys' opinions on what Dyche said, let me just catch up on the super chat. Right, big up the lovely Jess for the £2. She goes, "Evening, gents. Nice to see a full panel plus Ant." She doesn't really say that. Thank you for the £2, Jess. Big up to Neil becoming a member. Shout out to you, Neil. You absolute legend. Big up to Harry. He goes, "You lot moaning whilst spelt nicely. Look at West Ham United." Okay, I don't want to be looking at West Ham United. You know where I want to be looking at? Where we were this time last year, which was in between Liverpool and Arsenal, second in the league with 20 more points than we currently have. So everyone was happy last year until we bottled it. But I hear you, man. I hear you. West Ham are in the mud, Agent Nuno and all that. Thank you for the £2. Big up to Robin with the £2. He says, Dyche equals snotty, sad, act, mofo, end of. I can't argue. I can't argue. Shout out to you, Robin. Big up to Martino with the 30.
Hang on. This is every week this comes up, this message.
Yeah, Martin. Like, you got about 90 months worth of membership. So shout out to you, Martin. Big up to 1864 with the 28 months.
65. Legend. Hang on, 1865.
Sorry, 1865. Sorry, I thought we were talking about Ant's year of birth. Big up to Lee.
That was good.
Big up to Lee with the £5. He says, we have gone from battling for a Champions League spot exactly to battling to stay up. We lost a manager and a Langer. That's it. What has happened? Bro, you are so bang on, man. One player and one manager has derailed the train this badly. There's major issues at Forest. Bang on. What a super chat that is. Couldn't agree with it more. Paul with the 41 months. Legend, Paul.
Even better.
41. That's crazy amount, Paul. Absolute legend. And speaking of crazy, you got Andy with the super chat as well with the 4.99. He says 4-3-3, usual back four, mid Sangaré in the middle, Anderson on the right, Dominguez on the left, Hudson on the left. Bare men you got on the left here. Kem with Don. Bro, your auto predicts, man. The left.
I think he means he's got chemistry with Dominguez.
Okay.
Maybe.
Jesus up top. And Hutchinson on the right. I feel like he's got about 13 players in there. Shout out to you, Andy. You need a new phone. I'm buying you a new phone, man. I'm buying you a new phone with better auto predict.
I'll tell you what, though. I don't disagree with what he's
It's not a bad team. Yeah, it's not a bad team. Yeah. You know what? Apart from Hudson Odoi, he's copied my team from the video earlier. Oh, he's dropped Gibbs White, hasn't he? Okay,
that's my team. That's the team I put out. Dropping Gibbs White for Dominican.
Shout out to you, Andy, and shout out to Wazza with the £5. He goes, we have rise to the top. We have rise to the top teams past 2 seasons.
It means we have risen.
We've risen. Yeah.
Yes, we have risen.
You're not allowed to say that. You know, like, remember when Forest Tifo got banned for having "we have risen"? You're not allowed to say that.
Why?
Because it goes against Christianity. Because it's referring to Christ rising. Don't you know?
Well, nobody worried about
Is that why he got banned?
That's why he got banned. Yeah, first game of the season.
You can offend Christians anytime you like. That's perfectly
I
legal.
know. That's crazy, man. All the Christians
you can't offend my
all the Christians are going, what? We don't care. That's what you're about.
That's not insulting to Christians.
No, we believe in, bro.
It's the crazy world we live in, mate. It's the crazy world we live in.
That's because people like Rob are trying to suppress what we say on Twitter and stuff.
Oh God.
Anyway, so Warren, you might be banned from the City Ground with that, but anyway, so we can rise to the Gunners this Saturday. We are there, which will be a top game. I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right. I'm hoping with all this, like, Forest are gonna get slapped. We'll do a Forest thing maybe, but make sure you hit the like, guys. We've already got 450 in here, and the conversation's barely got going. Did either of you three want to? I know Ez said what he said about the Dyche, but just very quickly,
I thought that was a really good point. Like, normally, if you start blaming your team, in my eyes, you've pretty much lost the dressing room. In the sense that you may not lose all the dressing room, but you're going to cause a divide, because what's going to happen is the players who you've had a go at, let's say, just as an example, McAtee, because he's the worst player since Salenzi. McAtee is going to now have two options, because the other players are either going to stick up for him or they're not. So that will create a division in the changing rooms, because there'll be players who want to get close to the manager, and then there'll be the players who want to stick together as like mates. Well, the players who stick close to the manager will probably start to be pushed further away from McAtee.
I don't think Crypto.
I don't care what you think, man. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why Joe Worrell, when Joe Worrell had this situation.
I talk about Joe Worrell. So
when Joe Worrell had this situation with Cooper, don't forget Joe Worrell was a legend of the club, is a legend of the club, and will forever be a legend of the club. And the least person you would expect to fall out with everyone would be Joe Worrell. But because the manager pushed him away, and because the other players didn't stick up for him, it created a divide in the dressing room.
Yeah, but we got rid of Joe Worrell, bro. It worked. We got rid of him.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I mean, I'd get rid of McAtee, sure, but
I agree. He's caused the divide, and he only needs one bad apple, doesn't it, to ruin the harvest?
The thing is, Dyche made too many changes. Dyche made too many changes for that game. He underestimated the opponent, and then he tried to talk his way out of it, saying, "Oh, they've let me down." But he made too many changes. He wasn't wrong; they were piss poor, but he made too many changes, so it's still on him.
I'm just getting a sensible
I don't think he has.
Exactly. Yeah, people are saying I'm talking a bag of.
No.
I can't hear you, Ant, in your new studio. You need to put your mic game back up, man.
It's because it's on my windowsill. I'm not set up.
On your windowsill? Have you ever heard of a deck?
Joking.
Why are you leaning on your windowsill?
The desk is in the studio. I'm in the living room.
Anyway, carry on.
Are you in the wrong room?
Yeah, I don't think he has particularly divided the squad. I think, if anything, he's probably united them, because I don't think any of those quality players we got are going to side with Dyche. I don't think any of them believe in him. I don't think any of them trust him, and I don't think it would take a lot for them to turn on him. And I think that's what's happening. That's why we're having such awful performances. Because
I don't know, players like Morgan Gibbs White, I feel that like they're kind of like teacher's pet kind of players.
No, I don't believe. He was saying what needs to be said.
He is. But if you remember, after Postecoglou left, all we can breathe now. So, yeah. That's a good point.
No, I hear it. Look, I think I agree with what Rob said. He's right in what he says. He's gonna divide people by saying, as when I say people, I mean the squad. Yeah. And like, at least start by blaming yourself. I mean, he said one little thing in there that he could have been subbed off as well. The rest of it was them. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to some positive stuff. Okay.
There aren't any positives, are there?
No, there are.
Please.
Dyche has beaten Arteta. He's got a better record against Arteta than he does against, I don't know, Burnley or something. Dyche's record this season has been better, in my opinion. I don't know what the exact stats are. Again, as in on the eye test, against playing Big Six teams than non-Big Six teams. Arsenal are a Big Six team, last time I checked. Does that give anyone any hope?
That's still true, considering that we've beaten West Ham and Wolves.
We have got more points from the other 13.
And Leeds. In fact, West Ham, Wolves, and Leeds. So that's 3 wins against teams in the bottom 5.
I said eye test.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we played well against West Ham?
We beat them. This is the point. We've beaten 3 of our 5 wins have come against fellow crappers. Yeah. It's the mid-table that we can't beat. Specifically Everton, Fulham, and people like that.
Boring mouth. Well, they're relegation.
Anybody, basically.
I don't know what the question was, but
the question was, do we have more hope with my eye test agenda that he is better against the Big Six team than not?
I have hope that will be a better performance. I think that's taken for granted, but that's what we will get. Whether we'll get the result, well, that'll be good enough to get us a result. It has done in the past, you know. Arsenal haven't had it all their own way at the City Ground, whether it's been in
FA Cup games. They've come back, as I think.
Yeah, and remember the FA Cup games before that, they lost 2 or 3 FA Cup ties.
They blamed the kit for that.
You know, it's not a happy hunting ground for the Gunners. So there is some glimmer of hope. But I certainly think we'll get a better performance. What's the following game, though? This is where we need to be.
We've got Europa League. And then
Brentford.
Back into the Europa League, isn't it?
Brentford or batter us, but
Brentford away.
The Europa League game's bigger for me than the Brentford game. You know, we need to get into this knockout stage. We need to get into this knockout stage. And this is where my reasoning for getting rid of this freaking manager is, because he's not going to progress us in Europe as far as I'm concerned. And that is my aim for the rest of this season. I think we'll stay up. Because the teams below us are so bad. Not because we're any good, but the teams below us are so bad. So we'll pick up 1 win in 3 or 4 games, you know, and that'll be enough to keep us just ticking along.
Yeah, but have you seen West Ham's running? Well, not running, but
I don't care. They're so bad. They're so bad. I love the way
West Ham is shit.
Yeah,
right?
they're
Don't
awful.
do a Rob and assume they're going to get any points anywhere.
Yeah.
They're signing.
Wait. Just on that tangent, you kept notes on that, didn't you, Ant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not brought to Wibby side because I don't think we've done the full 6 yet. But
what, have you left them in Nottingham? Bloody hell, bro.
He left him at his old house. The problem is, I don't think it's
West Ham currently are better than 2 teams, and even one of them are catching them fast.
Yeah,
so
I'd be more worried about hurting me.
Whoever they're playing will be above them. That's how bad they are. So
they have just made a bunch of signings, though, haven't they?
They've got 2 forwards that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah, they're awful.
West Ham's record with forwards, Rob, is dreadful. They ruined some.
Who would we sign? Who have we signed?
Oh, we're the same.
The status quo, we're better than them.
Don't do whataboutism. There's this thing on YouTube, whataboutism. You make a point, and the other person says, well, what about this? What about... No, concentrate on the point itself.
Yeah.
I don't think that
West Ham's record with strikers is truly dreadful. So I don't...
Although, I would take one of their strikers. I would take Callum Wilson. I'd 100% take him. I would be fighting to get him
Has
right
he
now.
been released? Has he actually?
Yeah, he's gone.
He's a free agent.
Yeah.
But to Wolfie's question earlier, because
Because
Wolfie said earlier that Dyche should beat Arteta before. I think beating an Arteta team is not something to be proud of. I think one of us could put a squad out and beat an Arteta.
Top of the league, top of the Champions League. Shut up, Victor, you bloody idiot. You absolute moron.
Psychologically, it's just
All right.
every time.
Oh, what a twat you are.
He's just he bottles it. He's missed a bottle.
These people. So who are all these people that have beaten Arsenal this season then?
They've just drew against Liverpool, who are awful.
If it's no big deal to beat them, why has nobody done it?
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not listening. The players are good. The players are good. Arteta is shocking. He's one of the worst managers in the Premier League. It's like he bottles all the time. He's look.
No, we can blame Dyche. Oh, mind you don't blame Dyche either, do you? I forgot.
This is Arteta. He's a bottle of Highland Spring.
You're a moron because you don't blame Dyche for Highland
Spring. He'll bottle it this season.
All
right. Time out.
Yeah,
Time out, man. Save me to do the rage baiting on never a foul and stuff. Anyway, I forgot what we were talking about.
We were talking about how confident we are going into this game, basically.
Oh no, we all said we weren't.
I think we'll win.
Apart from Ben.
I think we'll win 1-0. I think we'll win 1-0.
No, we're not at the predictions yet. We've still got so much more to talk about.
Jumping the gun.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't had transfers at all, have we? So
we got.
I did. I mentioned Callum Wilson. So elaborate on Callum. Callum Wilson.
I'll have Callum Wilson tomorrow. But my question is going to be, why have we released Callum Wilson?
Why?
Because of Dyche.
Because
is it because it's not 6'2"?
Do you know what I think? Yeah. And this is, and I don't know any more than you guys do, and hopefully Wolfie will correct me on this. But this seems like a very much we've overspent this summer, and this is like a Mangala type deal. Will be a decent, a loan fee, and then we'll sell him next season and get rid of some of our PSR issues. That's what I think it is. But correct me.
In which case, it's a necessity.
Well, Dyche said today in his presser, which I had the unfortunate displeasure of watching, was that the club felt that the deal to sell Callum Wilson was too good to turn down. Now, the deal itself...
But it was pretty much level.
The deal itself is a loan with an option to buy. It's not an obligation of 27 million euros. So it's 2 million euros more than we bought him for. Yeah. Technically, when you knock off PSI, you're knocking off 4 million. So the profit margin would be another 5.
Yeah.
So
Arsenal playing part of the bunch. Are you mad? We'll see how much Arsenal play part.
Can you stop getting triggered by Arsenal comments?
No. And stop bringing those comments up, Ben.
You're not on AFTV at the moment.
Yeah.
You're on AFTV earlier. I'm not doing anything, man.
Oh my God!
You said you went, yes, that's right. Arsenal are part of the bus team. My God, I worry about the sanity, never mind the football knowledge of some people.
The passion for those gooners, man. Seriously.
Easily triggered.
It's stupidity I would deal with.
All right, we're jumping from so many topics here. Right, let's go back to this Callum Wilson one quickly. I put a poll in the chat. Would you take Callum Wilson? I think is the absolute biggest no-brainer.
Yeah.
Rob.
Yes. So my point about Callum Wilson is we're prepared to look at people that can't get into the side of the bottom 3 clubs, but that's why we wouldn't sign Strand Larsen.
Don't go with that agenda, mate.
Hold on. Let him make his point, and then you guys can play. Start.
Because he was on pay-as-you-play and they didn't want to pay him. That's the reason.
Right.
Okay, let him make his point and then tell him why he's wrong.
Let him make his point. Let him
make his point. Wait, let him make his point and then you can tell him why he's stupid and an idiot. Yeah, I just want to hear his point. Go on, Rob.
Right. I just don't want to hear any more that the reason for not signing Strand Larsen is because he can't get into the side of one of the bottom 3 teams in the table, because that exactly applies to Callum Wilson. Okay. So find a different argument. Now, I like Strand Larsen, but not for 40 million. I'll say that right now. I think the transfer fee should be 30, 35 max. Okay. So that's my position. But I just want to point out to you the inconsistency that I keep hearing, that we shouldn't be looking at the bottom 3 teams in the table and the players that can't get into their side. Because that's exactly what Callum Wilson is.
Not the same
exactly.
No, it's not.
Now you can respond, Ant. Now you can
It was a
respond.
financial decision, not a footballing decision. No West Ham fan, none that I've seen, is happy that Callum Wilson's gone. None. It was it was on £100,000 a game, and they didn't want to pay it.
Yep.
Simple. So come on,
It's a
Rob.
financial decision.
Don't be disingenuous, Rob. You've been disingenuous by saying
No, it is a financial decision for Wolves to sell Strand Larsen.
But not to not play it, though. He's not playing because he's shit. He's not playing because
he's shit. Don't do whataboutism, right? We're talking about Callum Wilson. The reason that Callum Wilson has left West Ham is because they didn't want to pay him to play, so they refused to pay him to play.
If he was that good that he could win them games, they would have picked him.
Rob,
no,
have you seen who their manager is, by the way?
How much are we paying Chris Wood a week to play for New Zealand? How much are we paying Chris Wood a week to pay for New Zealand?
Against New Zealand. Has Chris Wood done something to you? Because you hate Chris Wood. You've got
100 grand a week for a striker that is scoring goals is the going rate. Okay. The reason that Callum Wilson wasn't getting picked is because Nuno didn't fancy him for whatever reason.
Larsen's not scoring goals. He scored none this season.
All right, wait. We'll come to Strand Larsen, right? But Nuno not picking Callum Wilson makes absolute zero footballing sense to me, because Callum Wilson has a lot of attributes that Chris Wood has, and Nuno and Raul Jimenez, and those are Nuno style strikers. So him not playing Callum Wilson, for me, screams out it's either fitness or political stuff going on behind the scenes.
Even worse, he subbed him. They were 2-0 up at Bournemouth, and I think Wilson had scored both goals.
Yeah.
And then he subbed him. So what is going on there? It's a bit like him not Nuno's vendetta against Hutchinson. It seems absurd. But the point remains that he is a striker that couldn't get into the side of a bottom 3 club, just like Strand Larsen, who you don't want for that reason.
No, not the same point at all. Not the same point at all. What I've just said, literally, Strand Larsen isn't not getting into the team because of financial issues, though.
Who says I don't want Wilson? Rob, shut up. You're clueless. Wilson will bag goals for us. I didn't say he wouldn't. That's not in any way what I've said.
I'm just going to individually respond to
the inconsistency of these 4 people on the panel with me. I've not made any comment about
I haven't even spoken about him
signing. I think it would be an excellent signing, right? So don't miss.
I don't know why
what are you arguing?
Me, I haven't even opened my mouth about Wilson.
Wait, but you're doing a straw man argument yourself.
I'm not straw man.
I'm not.
I said earlier.
Rob.
I said clearly about 5 a.m. in the chat, because Rob woke me up about 5 times during the night with ChatGPT, that my pick would have been Malen from Aston Villa.
Crap.
He's not crap. He scored 9 goals, he scored 7 goals and 2 assists in 29 games. Bearing in mind those 29 games, he only played about 30 minutes. And they sold him for 27 million. Premier League proven, 27 mil. He's scored and assisted 9 goals in 30-minute spells. And Strand Larsen, they won 40 mil, and he scored none. Malen is good. Malen is a super sub striker. He would have been great for us, but it's too late now, because none of you lot listen to me. We could have got him for 27 mil. He would have been the perfect striker for us. Exactly. This guy knows what he's talking about.
I know,
Crypto, he wouldn't be any good in our side because
yes, he would. If he bet, let me just say something that Rob would say. He's better than Taiwo. He's better than Taiwo.
That is the killer line, man.
He's better than Taiwo, man. He's better than Taiwo.
He is better than Taiwo.
And I'd sign you. I'd sign you up front, and I'll give you a $5 and a.
Wait. Who isn't better than Taiwo then in your? Who would you like
He
to
would.
say?
He's gone to
Taiwo
fucking
isn't
Roma,
better than
Simon.
Taiwo.
He's gone to Roma.
Taiwo is the only player that isn't better than Taiwo because he is Taiwo.
He's probably better than Taiwo, man. Look,
I
someone said it in the chat.
days when people in the chat were saying 70 million minimum.
Ez was saying he went.
You said Taiwo was as good as Haaland at one point, I'm sure, when he went through his purple patch.
Yeah,
Exactly,
okay.
Amit knows. These lot don't know ball. I say it more.
That's where he's getting it from. He's not actually.
He's not even good on Football Manager.
I don't play Football Manager. I play FIFA, but not very much.
Anyway, look, you know who my number one choice is? Marmoush.
Yeah, but we won't get Marmoush. That's not realistic, is it?
Okay, firstly, wait, hold on. Before you lot jump to conclusions, City there are talks that City are loaning him out because he's fourth in their pecking order.
What's your source for that?
Facebook.
So they're in a title chase, even though they're not. They're in a title chase.
I think it's Ben Jacobs. It's Ben Jacobs.
Exactly.
Loaning out Marmoush. I have seen it.
Yeah. So it's a World Cup year. He's got to go. Yeah, it is true on Jamie. He is going to Oxford.
Are they in financial trouble, Man City? Do they need to save on his wages?
No, it's the player. It's the player.
Are they settling for second? Do you think their owners will settle for second?
The player needs to play for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a Man City player.
Your point?
Really?
Yeah, but if he's not.
Right, let's check how many. Carry on.
well,
I'm going to check how many minutes he's had recently.
Oh no, not
Well,
the
he's
minutes.
at AFCON, bro, so he's not getting any.
Is that AFCON, isn't he, with Egypt?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Exactly.
Rob, I'm not saying he'd come here anyway. I'm not saying that. But I
I'm not
agree
saying
he is the type of striker, and there must be strikers, surely, that are good enough for us that aren't getting into their current first team, that need to play games to get to the World Cup. I think that's what we're saying.
Because he's not getting in ahead of Haaland, and he's not getting in ahead of what's his face? Turkey. He's not getting in ahead of Turkey, and he wants minutes. He needs minutes. If we can give him a good enough deal, why can't we have that conversation with Man
The only
City?
thing is, if he became available, I feel that there will be other clubs in a better position.
Oh no, there already is, bro. There's European.
Yeah, there is, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't inquire because he's the type of player that he's going to be guaranteed minutes. I'd obviously replace you could play in false 9 or you can play in the 10. I have one of those positions, and we're playing that kind of system at the moment. So he fits straight in, slot straight.
But do you know what, Ez? Do you know what? Him when he was playing with Ekitike, like in a 2, they were just nasty, man. I know Ekitike's levels as well, but he could work well with an Igor Jesus. He would have worked really well with Calvin.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, and look, I'm not saying we can get him, but I'm also saying what happened to the Forest that in the first season we were back in the January window went and got Navas from PSG on loan. Okay, are you honestly telling me where's that ambition gone? Where's that chest from Marinakis to go get those kind of players? Go get a Marmoush who's not getting a game, man.
Well, do you know what the problem is? Sean Dyche. Who's going to want to come and play for him?
For everything, though,
well, there is another problem.
There's another problem called Edu. Anyway.
Well, let's just come on to that with this super chat. By the way, it's 500 in here. Please make sure you've hit the like. Make sure you subscribed as well. We are going straight into this topic. Lee with the £5. He says, one man has come into our club and he has more power than he should. Edu. Nuno comes back. Elanga sold and players in he never wanted. Am I wrong? Well, Lee, I'm about to put that to the chat and the panel. I'm going to put a poll. Would you get rid of Edu? Let's kick this off with which one of you two wants to kick it off?
Well, I just want to say one more point on what we're talking about. Another suggestion of mine was Chiesa from Liverpool.
I'd take Chiesa.
He's really good. He'd be perfect for us. I know sometimes you could say he's a winger, but he'd be great. I mean, I've been consistent on Edu for months because thank God Ant's gone off camera because last time I mentioned Edu, he quit the stream. But
he's already quit it in advance.
I know. Well, it's probably a good thing. Edu, it's clear to see. There's been tweets from the club, It's clear to see that he was a problem, the reason why Nuno left. If he hadn't come into the club, I don't think Nuno would have left, and I think we'd still have Nuno now and be doing a lot better than we are. And clearly, he's still a problem. And there's rumours, I can't remember the journalist who put it out, but a well-known journalist who put it out on Twitter a week or so ago, with rumours about Edu and causing internal problems. So clearly there's an issue there. And one thing I would say, and I'm trying not to trigger Ant here, but since Edu's left Arsenal, Arsenal are also doing a lot better since he's gone. So I think Edu needs to go, personally.
So you'd get rid?
Can we give Ben a flip-flop for that? Because he said...
Flip-flop? I've been Edu out since the day
I'm not talking about the Edu situation. I'm talking about what you were saying about Arsenal earlier, and now they're so much better. Flip-flop.
We have a flip-flop, flip-flop. Everyone changes their mind. Like they didn't say that last time.
The players are better, not Arteta. Don't forget, they gave us one of the worst players as well in Zinchenko.
And Matt Turner.
Oh yeah, Matt Turner. Although Matt Turner's better than John.
Hey, at least we didn't.
What's your take on it, though? I can't remember where you stand.
At least we didn't get Eddie Nketiah. Can you imagine how much worse?
I wanted him.
What did Palace pay? Was it 30 in the end?
Yeah, 30.
He couldn't even get into their B team for the cup. What? Look, the problem is, and I've said this before many times, you can never pin responsibility on Edu for anything. But in the same way that I said I would reserve judgment on Dyche until we'd played that West Ham game, which felt like a loss, but we did actually win it, I'm going to reserve judgment on Edu to see what we do in this transfer window. If we end up signing nobody and having basically Taiwo and Igor Jesus going forward for the rest of this relegation fight, I think he cannot evade responsibility for that. Secondly, I would actually like to know whose ink was on the contract of Ange Postecoglou.
Edu.
Well, are you telling me that Edu wasn't involved in the appointment?
Sure.
That's Marinakis' boy, man.
No, Marinakis met Postecoglou about 3 times at some award ceremonies or something.
According to Postecoglou,
I cannot believe that Edu was not involved in the Postecoglou appointment. However,
why would you be
you
involved?
can't prove it. You can never prove anything. You can never prove anything against Edu because he's the global head of football.
No, you can prove something against Edu. Edu's name is on the statement.
He was at Rio Ave when it wasn't me. I wasn't here that day. That's my problem with him.
Okay, I can solve your problem. I can solve your problem. Either you are for Edu or not, then, because
I would like to get rid of the position. I would like to get rid of the position of global head of football because I don't. For me, it's the worst part of the multi-club model because I just want somebody in charge of Nottingham Forest who puts Nottingham Forest first and isn't managing them as part of a portfolio. I don't like the role. Okay, so leaving aside the guy. I don't like the role because it has power without responsibility. If you're going to have power, you have responsibility as well, like Spider-Man. Okay.
So he's like what we're trying to say, you're correct.
Spider-Man. He's like from the bad side of the Spider-Verse. He's an evil Spider-Man with power and no responsibility.
Okay, chat. Rob is not correct because I can debunk his whole thing in one go. Now you're saying nothing can stick to Edu like he's Teflon. Sean Dyche. What do you say to that one?
Yeah, but Rob loves Sean Dyche.
Okay, but then it has to stick. Either he likes. So what I'm saying is, you have to back Edu based on your Sean Dyche opinion.
Let me be very clear. Sean Dyche is not the future of this club. However, he is.
Doesn't matter. Forget what he is now. I'm saying Edu put his name to it.
He was a firefighter manager that was.
Forget that, Rob. Forget that.
Ange Postecoglou.
No, forget all that. You're saying nothing sticks to Edu. Edu's name is literally on the club statement that says he was the one. Him and Sirianos are the ones that went and got Dyche. They did their analysis.
Well, it was the right decision at the time because Postecoglou was a nightmare.
That means you're saying Edu's done good things.
You're flip-flop him.
I'm not going to flip-flop. My point here is...
I don't like the role. I don't like the role. The fact it's undermining of the management of our club. It undermined Ross Wilson. It undermined Nuno. I know, but the point is, it having this global football director. The point is, who reports into them? Nobody. Everybody. If everybody reports into them, how is he going to prioritise the needs of Nottingham Forest over Olympiacos and Rio Ave? I don't like.
Wait. Now you know that's not how it works, man. It's
well,
like,
how does it work?
It's like a business with multiple sides. If you look at, I don't know, let's just say McDonald's or something, their biggest corporate site would be like their Forest. Forest and Olympiacos hold different weight to say Rio Ave. And within Edu looks after all four of them, but he's not responsible for day-to-day runnings within the club. Come on, you know this, man. There are teams within Forest that are specific for Forest, Olympiacos specific for Olympiacos. Then they report into Edu. Now, where Edu's overstepping it is he's kind of putting his claws within those teams and not letting them, to quote Gibbs White, breathe a lot. And he's also doing all the recruitment or being part of the recruitment for each of the teams as well, because he's whipping out his black book of God knows what names are in there.
It's never a good thing to have unclear lines of reporting and responsibility within an organisation.
Yeah, but just because you don't know what the lines are doesn't mean they don't know what the lines are.
You're assuming a lot of things there. There's a lot of assumption in there.
Who reports to Edu then? Tell me who reports directly to the global head of football.
I'll tell you who, Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche.
Okay, so Sean Dyche should report to the chief executive of Nottingham Forest, Lena, whatever her name is. That he should not be reporting to somebody who has responsibility for multiple clubs. He should not be reporting to anybody outside of Nottingham.
Well, there's probably a hierarchy, Rob, where I doubt they report directly to the CEO.
Yeah. Do you think it doesn't work for Man City in their multi-club ownership?
I don't give a fuck about
but Man City just
they're not even a football club. They're just a brand.
All right, what about Chelsea?
Airways. What
about Chelsea? They win trophies. They're in a multi-club ownership.
I don't think the problem is the multi-club ownership, but clearly the problem is Edu. And I do find it a bit genuinely funny that Ant has literally left for this.
Yeah, where is Ant?
Because he doesn't want to get rich. He doesn't want to get angry. So he's literally
he's got his fingers in his ears like Morgan Gibbs White. It's
like that anger gift, that red thing where it's like...
He can see your mouth moving and he's thinking, I'm going to wait until it stops.
Yeah, I might join him, to be honest.
Right in the studio. I just, look, and every time I cuss out Edu in the last couple of weeks, Ant's been on the phone to me saying, you've turned on Edu. And I'm like, yeah, I have.
What's the poll saying? Because I think the poll agrees with us.
The poll is saying 83% would get rid of Edu.
Is he responsible for transfers? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So he's got this window to save his job.
Oh, so you think
but I don't think they're going to spend big this window. Does it?
No, we're going to get that guy, the 33-year-old from Olympiacos.
Bro, like, could we talk about him? What are we doing here, man? Like, why are we getting a 33-year-old to save our striking situation?
Well, are we allowed to mention the political situation in Iran? Because he's best mates with the Ayatollah as well, isn't he? I think he might have a few other things on his plate at the minute right now. He's the record goal scorer for Iran, isn't he? And he's best friends with the government. I think he's like, I've got other things on his mind apart from football right now. I want somebody who's focused.
He is scoring. He is scoring for Olympiacos. That's the thing. And Olympiacos love him. He's too old and too slow, man. This is my issue with it. 33 years old.
Is he better than Taiwo?
Ant's left.
That's the benchmark, then we're in trouble, mate.
Yeah.
It's the reality of the situation.
Literally left.
We're in trouble, mate. We're in trouble.
I think
he's got to be better than our starting striker at present, which is Jesus, who isn't exactly pulling up trees in the Premier League. So it needs to be somebody at least better than him. We can't be looking at somebody just to fill that role behind him. We need somebody who's going to be competing with him. And it doesn't fit the model for me. It'd be the worst signing of all of them, to be honest. I'd rather have Strand Larsen.
Echo.
Probably Ant's back, that's why. But I do want to respond to one thing, because it does annoy me sometimes when people say Rob talks so much sense. You asked him the question, would he get rid of Edu? And he went on to say, no, I'd get rid of a position. Answer the question, bro. The politician answers just.
You don't listen. You don't.
No, you said get rid of a position. You didn't say get rid of him. You're not blaming him. Okay, let me give my answer then.
How about I give my answer?
Hold on. One sec. And you got an echo. Is your Bluetooth?
Yeah, you've got a really bad echo.
I said I'd wait to see what we do this transfer window.
Yeah, so you kick the can down the road.
That's sitting on the fence, kicking the can down the road. Yeah,
it's kicking the can down the road. But the point I want to make is that if you're gonna leave it, if he's put his name to the Dyche signing, which he has, him and Sirianos, if Dyche fails, then he has to go.
Hold on, there's an echo. Has anyone got the stream on in the background or something?
Probably.
No, I think it's since Ant rejoined.
Yeah.
I'll stop talking anyway.
It's stopped now.
Because we're not talking.
No, there it is again.
I'm just gonna mute Ant for a second. Go on, let's finish your point.
Ez's rage quit, but I think Rob makes mostly good. No, he doesn't. But yeah, look, Edu's got to go, and I hate to say that why Ant's listening, but Edu's got to go. He's gone. Fuck Edu, man. Get Edu out of this club. I can't stand him. He should have gone before Nuno went. So
wait, no, you can't say that because that was way too early.
It wasn't, because Nuno would have stayed if Edu hadn't come or hadn't fallen out with him. Because Marinakis had to make a decision. Do you keep the manager who took us to a brilliant position last season and we were doing excellent, or do you get rid of the new boy who came in and upset him? And he decided to keep the new boy who came in and upset him.
So now we're all going retrospective, are we? And wanting to keep.
No, because I said this at the time, so I'm all right. I can say this. I'm not a flip flopper.
You're a twat.
I'm a twat. Yeah. I mean, this is why I didn't want to talk about it when Am was on stream. So
this is why I went off, and you've gone back again.
I'll talk about something else. You're bloody
idiots, all of you. So
all right. And instead of calling him an idiot, what's your take on Eddie then? I know you're still a supporter of him. There's the chat 83.
When we right, Nuno had to go. That's got nothing to do with Edu. It had to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Go on.
What do you mean no? Why
just go on.
It had everything to do with Edu.
Right. So Nuno had to go, whether Edu was there or not. It was Mr. Marinakis' choice to bring in Andris Postecoglou. Edu has worked for many years with Mikel Arteta, who is literally antithesis of Postecoglou. There's no way that Edu overruled Mr. Marinakis to bring Postecoglou in. Okay? He then made all the signings, primarily for Postecoglou. All of us said the majority of those signings were excellent signings. We were excited about what the future would bring. Then we had to get rid of Postecoglou. Mr. Marinakis decided to get rid of Postecoglou. Again, there's no way on God's green earth that Edu went up to Mr. Marinakis and said, Mr. Marinakis, I think our next manager should be Sean Dyche. No way.
That's what the club said.
Crypto, did I interrupt you?
Yes.
No, I went off.
Let him finish.
Right. There's no way Edu wanted Dyche as our manager. Not a chance. Have you seen the way Arsenal play compared to the way that Dyche plays? Right. However, Mr. Marinakis, in his infinite wisdom, decided to overrule him and bring in Dyche. There lies the source of all our problems. Because please do not tell me that this squad is not better than 17th in the Premier League. No matter how badly we're playing, do not tell me that those players and that squad is not better than 17th in the Premier League. We know it is. So how the hell can that be Edu's fault? Why don't people think about it? Instead of taking a personal dislike against the guy, instead of listening to what all the other idiots are saying, why don't you actually sit and think about what you're saying?
It's not personal, it's business.
Shut up! Shut up!
It's not personal.
Right? Why not think about the course of events, the way the events unfolded?
Go on.
Edu is not at Arsenal. Edu is at Nottingham Forest. Okay. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm not even going to the match to watch the mighty Arsenal play, you bloody idiots. Right?
All right, so getting relegated from the chat. Carry on.
I have a laugh with you. But it gets really, really, really boring. All right? I've been to more Forest matches than any of you lot. How dare you suggest I support any other club but Nottingham Forest? How dare you? Crypto, right. I'm getting really annoyed. You know, Wolfie, you better get this twat off, otherwise that's it.
All right, calm down. And I want to have
piss.
And listen, I just want to ask you about this, okay? Because me and you have discussed this offline. Let me just bring this up. This is the actual club statement, okay?
I know, Wolfie, I know the club statement.
No, because the chat is saying it. Like, what's your take now?
Hang on. Do you believe that everything that clubs come out with?
No, but wait, I haven't even asked you the question. What's your take on this statement? Because Edu's put his name to it. I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm saying, what's your take on it? So for those of you watching later on, it says,
Forest not getting any flack? You know
hold on.
You know why he's not getting any flack? Because the idiots out there don't know who the hell he is. That's why.
Fair, but listen, let me read the opening paragraph. Forest is delighted to confirm the appointment of Sean Dyche as the club's new head coach, following a thorough recruitment process led by a global head of football, Edu, and global technical director, Sirianos. So
that was from the club as well.
Okay,
I'm Crypto, you moron.
Hold on, calm down.
That is absolute rubbish. That's garbage. Mr. Marinakis appoints the manager. Nobody else. Nobody overrules Mr. Marinakis.
I agree.
Okay, so Ed, you agree with that?
Yeah, I said this last week, and everything gets signed off by him. Nothing goes on without his know-how and without his blessing. So I'm sorry, even though it's got their names on it, I said at the time that's to scapegoat them if it goes wrong. So it's Marinakis, after he messed up over Postecoglou, he can then wipe his hands of it saying, well, it was them two, it wasn't me. But essentially, everything goes through Mr. Marinakis. There's no big decision like the new manager coming in. That's not going to be signed off by him. He signs off
with that. Hold on 1 sec. I was just going to say, Ed, with that, do you think that if, let's just say Forest gets slapped on Saturday, 6-7-0, a sackable offence, do you think if Dyche gets sacked, Marinakis would use that as an excuse to sack Edu at the same time? There have been reports, Ben was saying it earlier. Do you think their fate is now intertwined? If you see what I'm saying?
Yes, and that was a point I made earlier. I think it is. And because of
what stop with the comments.
Stop responding to the chat and Crypto, stop bringing it up.
Is that more up there?
All right,
calm down. Don't look at it, Ant. But yeah, I don't see how they're not intertwined. I think the whole point of that message going out the way it did was to, one, for Mr. Marinakis to wipe his hands of it, but also to find a way, a get-out clause almost. I think it's not working in the way he'd wanted to. I'm not saying it wouldn't ever work. It literally hasn't been a full season yet. He hasn't had 2 transfer windows. But we've seen how it's affected things behind the scenes. 3 managers before Christmas, mate. That tells you all, you know. And if he's part of that, then he's also liable for what's gone on there. That didn't happen when he was at Arsenal. I'm not saying that he did a great job at Arsenal. Clearly he did. He set them up for what they're doing.
They didn't like him, Ez. They didn't like, well, a lot of the Arsenal fans.
They didn't, but back to what Ant just said, a lot of these idiots don't know what really goes on behind the scenes, you know. And to be honest, he did his job. And if he didn't do such a good job, then Mr. Marinakis did his due diligence. I'm sure he did, but it's just not worked out the way he wanted to. And I think he's at a point where he would cut his losses. That's what I think he would do. And it's not something that would be a surprise from Mr. M, would it? You know, he's got a habit of when he just do a clean out, it's a big clean. We've seen what he's done at Olympiacos several times. He's cleaned out a whole lot. When he does it, he cleans out a whole lot.
He did it here in our first season. Remember when he sacked the whole recruitment team?
Yeah, so he's not averse to doing it again. I think he has intertwined both their fates with that statement, as personally. But go on, Ant. Jump on.
Yeah, what I was going to say is, look, people misunderstand where I'm coming from. I'm a Forest fan. I want the best for my club. I don't do personalities. I don't do personal issues, right? I don't care one way. You know your fucking smoky face, don't you? You know if you were around me, I'd slap you around.
Come on, bro.
Get him off.
Ben, grow up, man. Ben, grow up, bro.
Wanker.
Go on, Ant. What's your point?
I don't give a monkey's wanger whether Edu stays or not. I have no personal interest in Edu's career. All I care about is Nottingham Forest. And people are going on like children about Edu when he is not the problem. He is not the problem. If we'd have got like Marco Silva, for example, if he'd have come in after Nuno had gone, do you think we'd be where we are now? No. The players would be playing better. The players we bought would be integrated better. We'd be playing better football and everybody would be happy and nobody would mention Edu because he's not that important in the grand scheme of things. Mr. Marinakis is important. The manager is important.
That's a fair point.
The guy that goes out and obtains the players that the manager and the owner decide they want. That's his job, to go out and get those players.
I agree, and I think if we let it play itself out, it would work out. But I think for what the point Wolfie was making, and it's what I agree with, I think he's kind of like hooked him in by putting that statement out and putting their names to the appointment of Sean Dyche. So that's what I'm saying. He's Mr. Marinakis has given himself a get-out clause. But if he thinks it's not going well, and he is liable to do that, go on.
When I discuss something, I like to discuss it. I don't like to have silly, little, stupid, immature jokes coming in at me. Over and over again.
Okay, but
it gets weird.
This is the question.
Who's the problem, Ant? His name is Sean Dyche. That's the problem at this football club.
Okay, but follow the trail.
We will not be where we are.
Okay, but follow the trail. Would you argue this point, Ant? If you follow this, you're saying Sean Dyche is the problem. If you follow the trail, that road leads you to Marinakis, does it not?
Correct.
So is Marinakis making the mistakes right now?
Yes. Everybody, I think, knows how much I adore Mr. Marinakis and what he's done for this football club. Because I keep saying I support the club, not any individual. But he has made, in my opinion, and I'm guessing quite a few people's opinions, if I'm honest, 2 dreadful errors in appointing the last 2 managers. I don't think it was a mistake getting rid of Nuno. I really don't. Because we saw where it was heading the last 3 months of last season. However, appointing Postecoglou was an utter disaster. And that's down to Mr. Marinakis. Nobody else. Even if he was Edu's dream manager, he still has to go to Mr. Marinakis and say, can I get this guy in? So at the end of the day, as Ed points out, it does lead to Mr. Marinakis and then Dyche. You know, can you imagine Edu going to Mr. Do you think Edu even knows who Dyche was?
He wanted Mancini, didn't he? He wanted Mancini.
Yeah. That's that. Now that is the kind of manager I believe Edu would be going for. There's no way Edu's going to look at Dyche and think he's the manager for me. He's the man I'm going to put my reputation on. It just would not happen. So he goes to Mr. Marinakis and Mr. Marinakis says, we're having Dyche. And that's it. End of discussion. So all this about Edu, it's all a smokescreen, and that's what frustrates me. People are concentrated because they don't like the guy personally, and I don't care what idiot says up here. If they don't like him personally, they blame it all on him, and that's not where the issue is. It's a distraction, and that's what gets me frustrated because I love my club. You know, I've seen.
Yeah, but it's not, why would I not like him personally? I'm
because you're an idiot. Because you're an idiot.
I'm going to
you're an idiot. Let's
all right, let's stop the name.
Can we just clarify your position, Ant? Are you saying that, in your opinion, Edu had nothing to do with the appointment of Postecoglou or Dyche?
I'm saying that his job was to go and negotiate the contracts for those managers, not that he chose those managers.
I think I'd agree with that.
I don't know.
But by the way, if there's a I mean, I've told you guys this before, by the way. If there's a poll out there that says 98% think Edu should be out, I don't give a monkey's toss. I really don't care what you. That's somebody changed my mind. You know what I mean? If you want to blame Edu for our current situation, that's up to you. But we change Edu for somebody else, it's not going to improve. It will not, because we'll still have Dyche in there.
I'm starting to waver off Edu. I can't lie, man. There's too many things that I think can be pointed towards him. Whether or not you want to solely, I don't think you can solely blame anyone. I think the final buck stops him.
Did we have some problems before Sean Dyche was appointed, or did they start with Sean Dyche's appointment?
No, that Postecoglou before Dyche, Rob.
We had problems before that. We bottled the Champions League.
Yeah.
We also had problems all the end of last season.
Our problem started with not signing anybody last
In
January window.
Yes.
I
Yes.
agree with that.
We've had
I
a
agree with
year of problems, and Sean Dyche has been around for the last couple of months. And I look at the Football League table right now, and we've got 21 points, and 16 points of there were put there by Sean Dyche. Okay, so imagine
did he go out on the pitch and did he kick the ball?
and that our problems started with the appointment of Sean Dyche is a very short-sighted way of looking at it. Sean Dyche is a firefighter manager who plays uninspiring football, and he was brought in to clear up the mess of Postecoglou, which he has done because we're now out of the relegation zone and 7 points clear. So implying that some rot that set in a year ago is the fault of Sean Dyche before he was even appointed is nonsense.
I'd go back to Ant's point.
By the way, comments like this, I don't have an issue with. I don't have an issue with discussing any problem. It's when you get idiots just saying with no thought or
That's not what
evidence.
I said. I said he caused problems with Nuno.
I'm not talking to you, idiot.
I think you're dead to him, Ben. I think you're dead to him.
Dead brained. He's dead brained to me, yeah.
Okay, I actually think, Rob, you're not far off the mark, because you could, in theory, if we extrapolate out what you just said, you give credit to Nuno for getting us into Europe, but you've also got to blame Nuno for messing up that last transfer window in Jan when he had money available to him, and then Chris Wood did get injured, and then we didn't have enough depth to see it over the line.
To be fair, that was Lemmy's fault, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was. First sensible thing you've said all night.
So that is actually probably where the issues begin. But also there is clear friction between Edu and Nuno. And let's be honest, Nuno, I think Ben Jacobs, we interviewed him last August, basically saying deal done on Edu. Edu had the gardening leave, but everyone knows gardening leave is just paper talk, isn't it? So he would have been quietly working behind the scenes. But then again, you can blame that on Nuno, because when Nuno signed his new contract in July or whenever it was, it already would have had meetings with Edu, who'd already spoken to Edu, and then he's gone ahead and signed a new contract anyway. And Nuno has history of falling out with hierarchy. He did it at Wolves, he did it at Saudi, he's doing it now at West Ham. So
we've also seen Amorim have those same arguments. He doesn't want to be first team coach, he wants to be the manager. That was Nuno's argument. He wanted more control, he wanted more power, and he wanted a direct line to Mr. M. He couldn't have all those things. But the problems that you're talking about in terms of firefighting, I'm going to go back to what Ant's point was earlier. This squad, assembled squad, should not be in 17th. Agreed. And that is down to the mistakes that have been made up until now. But all Dyche really has done essentially is steady the ship. We're on a point a game, you know. It's no great shakes. There's nothing to really shout about. And any other manager worth their salt should be getting much more out of his squad. He was brought in as a firefighter when we'd caused damage by self-emulating in those first couple of months of the season. We shouldn't have had a fire to fight. We caused that fire ourselves, and then we've brought him in. Like I said, he is a firefighter manager, but you don't bring him in October. You bring him in January, February. So that just shows how bad a start to the season we had. Totally self-caused. Nobody else to blame. And Mr. Marinakis, unfortunately, he's made mistakes this season, and nobody's free from blame. I'm sorry. And everything that he signed off, he's got to be blamed for. But he's the only one who can fix it as well.
Can I just say?
There's an element which nobody wants to criticize Mr. Marinakis because he's backed the club with his own personal money. So I can see that there's a degree to which Edu is a sort of proxy who you can attack, because then you're not directly attacking Mr. Marinakis. Because I think everybody's big fear is that if he was getting, if Mr. Marinakis was getting grief from the Forest supporters, he might say, well, okay, then to hell with you. I'll take my money and I'll go and buy, I don't know, Man United or something. Okay. So I do get the sense that Edu is a proxy, you know, a scapegoat that people can criticize instead of criticizing the big man himself. But my problem is, as I've been saying consistently, we don't know what his role is and what it's responsible for. And that in itself, the role is creating some of the chaos that we've had because we have unclear lines of reporting.
I think that's a fair point, because it's hard to criticize Marinakis knowing what he's done, but he is not above criticism. That's the thing here. I think he's got it wrong with Postecoglou. He's got it wrong with Dyche. If you want to point the finger towards him on it, even if you think Dyche is right, he created the situation of requiring Dyche, if that makes sense as well. So
God, you sound like Tony Blair, like tough on Dyche, tough on the need and on the cause of Dyche, or something like that.
Something like that. Let me just catch up with the super chat. Let me just do these. Hold on. V-Man with the 4.99, my fellow Cambridgeshire bro. He says Edu's the source of our downfall. When he arrived, we have been awful. Start of Nuno's poor run, 200 million, and 2 managers later, we are still underperforming. I hear the Edu argument, but what I would say is Edu didn't stop Nuno from having the money. Huh?
Do people think that Edu's just got 200 million in his back pocket and he can just go out and spend it on whoever he likes? Think about it, guys. We've got an owner who is a participating owner.
Can I just make an observation when Ant's finished? Sorry, Ant, carry on.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I was going to say, I'd like to apologise to all you guys out here because I got a little bit excitable and I didn't want to. That's why I went off screen, because I didn't want to get involved in that.
What about me?
I know. Hang on. Wait a minute. Wanker. Because I knew that there'd be some inane, stupid comments. I thought I better off just peeing out of it. But I came back in and then I got lulled. I'd also like to apologise to Crypto if I inadvertently called him any names that he didn't deserve.
You deserve them all, mate. You deserve them all.
It's a classic non-apology.
Rob, you got it straight away, mate.
That's Tony Blair right there, mate.
I could tell by Ant's face that he was getting to the point where he's going to text me and say, "You got me again, you bastard."
Yeah. So what I was going to say.
By the way, people, it's a secret. We shouldn't really be telling you this because Wolfie don't like us to tell you about backstage, but we'll be all right. Backstage, we'll be laughing.
I don't know, man. Nathan's just WhatsApp me. He's not happy with Ben over. Nathan's messaging.
Nathan's timping over Edu as well. Man,
Richard with the £5. This one's for you, and you can read it. And this one's for you.
Calm down, calm down. And me and you are on the original 70s, but I know. I shouldn't be at my age. Shouldn't be getting the old ticker going, should I?
Mm. Okay, let's jump quickly back to the
game. Something, which is, we are all well aware that this podcast is a shambles. However,
speak for yourself, man.
What I would just like to point out that these are things that actual Forest fans are discussing right now, and you can't say that we don't have all possible opinions represented here, and that there's topics that we're afraid to address. Okay, so unfortunately, you're stuck with us if you actually want to tackle these topics and not just have a very plain and boring podcast from somebody who doesn't want to tackle these issues and doesn't want to criticize the club.
I thought you were going to say, although we're a shambles, 140 likes, guys. It's 600.
It's shambles.
Chose the right time to ask.
Over 500 in
also,
here.
I'd like to shout out to the people who seem to watch every stream and come in the comments and say, "You guys are a bunch of thanks for the views and the because you can't comment unless you're a subscriber. So thanks for watching us. Thanks for subscribing, guys. I really appreciate it."
Ant's done a flip-flop moment. He kind of did. Okay, let's get back to the game. I don't really want to, but we have to. What are we saying? Score predictions. Let's start this one off with you, Ben.
Well, I've got I've got two thoughts. We haven't been battered this season yet, have we? We haven't had like a proper battering.
No, we have.
Have we?
Someone battered us.
We lose 3 or 4-0, but that's not really.
Hang on, have we played Bournemouth yet? Are they normally batter as well?
That was
3-2.
Technically, Everton beat us 5-0.
Wow, we should probably pause for this super chat because that's crazy.
If it shuts you up, definitely bring it in, man.
Okay,
Oh my God, big
Curtis.
up Curtis, my guy, man, with $100.
You got $2, Curtis. Bless you,
I
bro.
forgot to give you your share after I won again.
Yes. Oh, is that haram money? Should we take it? Thank you.
The absolute legend, man.
Thank you, man.
What did you bet?
What a guy. He could easily, we wouldn't have, thought about
and he's
it.
Edu out, by the way. He's Edu out.
It's better than his £2 tweets anyway.
No, I've told you, I don't care Edu out, Edu in. I'm not bothered. It's when it's the ridiculous arguments I have to listen to of the reasons why that I have an issue with.
Big up, Curtis. We're getting him on anyway. He's kitted himself up, so we'll get him on.
Coming on.
Sorry, meant Edu then.
And
now, ladies and gentlemen, how surprised.
Now, he's been listening to all your comments. Here's Edu. Shout out to you, Curtis. Ben, what was your prediction?
I think I'm gonna. It would be such a Forest thing to do, and maybe such a Dyche thing to do for us to just win like 1-0. So, I'm gonna go 1-0 Forest.
Really?
Yep. We play better against the big teams. The players will be up for it. I've got to say, Dyche. I know you didn't like Dyche's press conference, but it kind of won me over. I'm proper big on the PR spins, yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0 Forest. Maybe 1-1, but I'll go 1-0.
What did he say in that press conference?
No, it's just it's smooth. It's smooth.
Do you know what I did notice?
It's the most gravelly voice I've ever heard, and you just said you described it as smooth.
Smooth gravel. It's
like, did you see what he did? I'm telling you, Dyche watches, man. The whole press conference, he had his arms here.
Did he?
Here.
No.
He didn't touch his nose once, right? And there was one moment where he had to go and cough, and he coughed like that, and then his arm went straight down. It went straight down. I'm telling you, man. The man.
Good evening, Sean. By the way.
Oh, by the way, that's what he called out Mike. You know, our mate Mike, the Evertonian.
Yeah.
When Mike called him out, he addressed him. He addressed him in his press.
How did that one go down? Give us more details.
Next time I get Mike on, I'll bring him on.
Because Mike did a full-on character assassination of Dyche. I mean, far worse than any of us have done.
He called him out, and Mike went in on him. Big up to Mike. Make sure you subscribe to the Blue Boys Network. All right, Ez, what are you saying? Get your scores.
I'm expecting a performance. I'm not expecting the result. I think Arsenal will have too much for us. And I never normally do defeats, but I'm with what Ant said earlier about I am his wingman, by the way, for that comment earlier. He definitely Ant's wingman, but for me, I think we're definitely going to lose. Me and you are going to be, but the secret weapon is yourself, isn't it, Wolfie? You're going to be there. So last time we sat together,
7-0.
I ain't seen a defeat at the City Ground since like 2017. So I'm just saying, man. I'm just that's only away from home. That's only away from home. Come up the hour, come up the man. I'm here to do my bit for my club, man. We win because of me.
So yeah, that's my ray of hope. But if you're there, well, you will be there. You've dragged me along as well. But yeah, hopefully, mate. I've only been to half a game this season, so I'm really kind of looking forward to it.
We can do one more half. We'll do one more half on Saturday.
We'll do one more half together, yeah. We do it together, yeah.
Hey, listen, it might only be another 45 minutes on Saturday.
That's what I just said, but I hate him. Yeah, so there won't be a watch along this weekend. So if you're at the ground, come say hi to us. We'll be in the fan zone, I guess, before just outside the
fan zone. Yeah, fan zone 4:30. Let's say that.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
5:30 kickoff, innit?
Is it 5:30?
Yeah, 5:30.
Who's
Okay,
doing the live stream? I was
Yours.
gonna get Ben and Ant to do it together, but I've changed my mind.
Imagine me and Rob on a live
That
stream.
would be it. That would be it. Oh,
The desks would be over. Well, Ant's desk wouldn't because he sat on the windowsill, but the desks would be flipping over and all sorts.
Big up to my guy as always, man. The one
you're
that
right.
you know.
You're right, mate. You're right. Of course, you're right.
And my opinion is valid as paid up FFTV member. Bro, your opinion is valid, full stop.
Yeah,
Full
Of course
stop.
it is.
You'll know.
Yeah, that's the whole point of
Don't,
this channel.
listen, don't take. Nobody else takes any notice of me. So
Oh yeah, definitely don't take notice of it.
even I don't. I can't remember. By tomorrow, I won't remember what I said today. So don't
I will. I'll be crying myself to sleep. I'll be.
But you do that most nights, Ben. No, you do that most nights. Now you got a reason.
Oh, I'm not gonna get the weepy phone calls again, am I?
No, that's usually you doing that. It would be a very interesting.
You just need to ask Seb what that would be like. You don't even want to be in the room with me.
The thing is, Zero, you'd be the only watcher.
You know,
so it'd be like one viewer.
This is the absolute truth. I almost never celebrate goals anymore because of VAR.
Oh, because you're a West Ham fan. Yeah.
No, I just can't.
Or
I
is
can't
it because we don't score many?
it's like a kind of really delayed reaction. Like I wait until the player's kicked off again, and then I'm quietly relieved. I just can't celebrate goals anymore.
I'm the opposite. If we score, I go mental. Drinks up in the air, Southern Comfort everywhere, WKD on the floor. I'm different. But I'm youthful, aren't I? You lot are like bare old, so.
Okay.
Even when he's down with the kid's language when he says it, and with a backward cap.
It's because I live in Derby. It's because I live in Derby now. This is how we dress. We don't
glad when he reaches puberty.
Oh yeah. No, you live in Derby, and they always.
Everything's backwards.
I fit in Derby now. You know, had to reduce the wardrobe. Had to reduce the wardrobe.
Big up DJ with the super sticker of the 199. Absolute legend. Thank you so much. And big up Jonathan. It says, Wolfie, they need you as consigliere at first. Bro, they just need my aura. My aura will bring the 3 points. Or one I'm counting as a win, by the way. 1 point I'm counting as a win.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jonathan, bro, as always, for the £2. Nikki's gonna do the live stream. Bro, Nikki doing a watch along would be the best watch along ever.
But everybody in the chat who says please stop swearing, you'd have to like leave the country because
he'd have 7 pints before Mulligan ties over, mate. So yeah.
I mean, I genuinely. I've been to a match before, left at full time to go for a drink in the Trent Nav with Rob and Nicky, and Nicky's in there, absolutely smashed off his face, and he says, "Oh, what's the score, Ben?" It's like, it's 4-0. Oh, I left at 0-0. Like I left at 20 minutes. It's like
no. He left at one game 0-0.
Also, second half, we scored early. He's come back pissed up. And gone through the entire match not knowing that we'd scored.
Yeah, he doesn't know. And there was the funniest time was when he left to go to the toilet, didn't realise we'd scored, and thought that for the whole match it was 0-0.
That's what I'm
game.
He came out and he was like, "Oh, that's disappointing, 0-0." I was like, "What are you on about, Nicky? We won." It's like, "Hey,
no, you're wrong. You got that slightly wrong. We'd lost the game, and he didn't see the goal.
That's even
worse.
worse.
Thought it was 0-0.
He thought it was 0-0.
Why you not so upset? I said we fucking lost the game, bro, and he thought it was 0-0.
Rob scored.
The only Forest fan like celebrating.
He was celebrating. So we lost.
That's definitely true. And by the way, just for everyone,
I don't drink, Nicky, so it is true. I know exactly.
Nicky's dad is like Benjamin Button. He ages backwards. The guy looks like 20 years old.
Oh yeah, he is beautiful.
If you ever see Nicky in person, he looks about 80. He looks older than Ant, but his dad's got that like youthful spirit about him. So yeah. Shout out Nicky's dad.
Speaking of youthful spirits, the 2 old men at the bottom. What are you saying, Rob? Scores?
It's difficult to see a win in this, isn't it? I mean,
even with the lucky charm there, man.
Yeah.
I have one hope. And that is that I do believe Arsenal are going to bottle the title again. So it has to happen. It has to start somewhere.
Sometime, yeah.
Yeah. So I've been looking. Did they have any injuries in defence? I'm just trying to work.
Calafiori's out. Calafiori's out. And
He scored the first goal against us there, didn't he? At the Emirates.
Zubimendi, who scored the other one, is still there.
Yeah.
What was the result?
It was 3-0 that game.
That was Andrew's first game.
Fair, that was a bit of a rough start for Postecoglou. And then goal number 2 was an individual error by Savona, who just lost track of where Eze was. But I feel like what will probably happen is they'll score in the first and the 46th minute, both from corners. And then we will score in about like the 62nd minute, and then we'll put loads of defensive substitutions and Taiwo on. And then we'll finish the game defeated 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I didn't think he looked today under 55.
And where's Eze? And where's Eze? Is he fit at the moment? Eze?
He's not
he's fit. He's fit, but he don't start.
I'm wondering whether to sell him or not.
Yeah, no, he won't start. The only injuries they got are in Cape, what's he called? What's that defender called? Mascara and Calafiori. That's it.
It's good as well, that Mascara.
Mascara's decent, I like him.
He got about 17 mil or something.
Mate, most of their bench gets into our team. That's depressing.
Let's be fair.
What do you mean, most?
I wouldn't put Havertz.
You're not counting the physio. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not counting Havertz.
I definitely have the physio.
Oh man, if we could get Havertz, mate. Okay.
It'd actually suit our system, whatever system that is. It'd probably suit it actually.
It's brilliant. Havertz is brilliant.
I think I'll see Robbie after the game. We might do something, bro. We might do something.
And give us a prediction.
Go on, Ant. What's your prediction?
Right. Well, I don't think we're going to get any points out of the game. In previous years, I've always had a little bit of hope. You know, you do, don't you? Whenever you play these top teams, there's something in the back of your mind. Oh, we might. This season, I've not got that. Except the fact that Wolfie's there and Eze's there, and I think them two between them might just bring us
the Brown brothers, man.
Just do something. You know what I mean? So we could keep it down to 2-0 loss.
I take it. I'll take that right.
I'm claiming good luck charm at 2-0 down.
I think we're gonna win.
That's what I'm saying. Without you two guys, it could be anything. You know. Because you know with all joking aside, they are full of talent. They really are. And I'm not just saying this because you all say this silly Arsenal fans. I just like good football. And they are a squad that is full of talent. You look at anywhere on the pitch. Earlier on today, Cecil asked me about their weaknesses. They haven't got any. Haven't got any. So, 2-0 loss is the best I can hope for. And that's, as I say, only because these two guys are going to bring us a bit of luck,
Evan, you just jinxed it.
Arsenal haven't been battering teams, but they're going to batter somebody at some point.
Yeah, us probably.
do you know what, Trip? I will join in if they start singing their Spurs songs. I will.
Hey, I managed to get umpteen Spurs references into that interview today, slagging them off.
If you want to see Anne over an AFTV,
guys, we have beaten Spurs 3-0, but what's that? Let's be honest. It doesn't mean anything.
So if you want to see Anne over an AFTV, I think it's out tomorrow. I will disclose exclusively the transfer fee that they've done. Me and Robbie.
Listen,
agreed.
guys, I'm sorry to say. You might not want to watch it anyway because it is literally a 10-minute diatribe against Dyche. I'm sorry. It just came out.
More reason to watch it for me, mate. I'm tuning in.
Cecil said something along the lines of how you guys do it, and he never got another word into the end.
I can imagine. Well, I don't have to. I can watch it.
He says, I'm serious.
I know.
Yeah, he didn't say anything negative about Edu, did he? God help him if he did.
Look at the players they've got. Why would he do that?
They all like Berta, don't they? All right, listen, I'm going to kick you over to Igal. I think he's doing a preview for the Forest Arsenal match. So show him some love. He's Arteta's biggest fanboy. Chuck FFTV in the comments there. We'll be back tomorrow for a video on God knows what. And then we'll see you for the game on Friday. Well, post-match for the game on Friday.
Just remind them where to meet us, mate. It might be
if you want to come say hi to the boys and me, we'll be in the fan zone behind the coffee stand, just outside of it. About 4:15, 4:30, something like that. So
that's a vital bit outside the fan zone, guys. We don't go in. It's not inside. Outside.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll see you then. Have a good evening. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.